two-time champions. Yes, we are finally.
Funky gets a quad kill. Oh, big barrage on the side of Funky.
Tonight, it is looking for gold scrims. Winners bracket between Aimless eSports and UKN Fantasia. But before we get into that, I'm Cajun Wise Guy, the man in the swamp, Spicy Hitman, joined tonight with my Sherpa that's going to guide me around all these play-by-plays is Asmund. Asmund, what do you know about these teams?
Nothing. I haven't seen either of these teams play at all yet in this tournament. This is the opening. Just kidding. No, these teams are fantastic. Aimless eSports and UKN Fantasia have had amazing showings so far in this tournament. They've won a lot of games. They've impressed us a lot. These are fantastic players. We've got even like good memes going around too. Where like we got the whole ice cold thing going on from Ice. We've got damn it, there's definitely a meme for esports. So I just can't think of it on the Aimless side. But yeah, you know, we've got stuff going around. Well-known teams. It's going to be an amazing match, and this is like winners bracket. The winner of this is at least first or second place in the tournament overall. The loser is potentially either third or fourth. So I mean, right now, both of these teams almost guaranteed prize money at this point. It's pretty awesome.
That's great. And this is the first game we see because guess what went live today? Yes, we've got ourselves a brand new patch. So looking over the patch notes, yeah, there's two things that kind of stand out for me. And it depends on how these teams play.
Yeah.
BAP, Immortality Field, will hold you at 25%, not 10.
Yeah.
So that potentially means he doesn't have to burn his AoE, and or the other support can pick up that slack a little bit.
Yeah.
Big for me. That's a big thing. The second big thing, Hog got a buff, in the sense that he went from 8-second cooldown to a 6-second cooldown, which is pretty much a 35% quicker toss on the hook.
Right, and of course the hook now, they change it though, the hook cooldown doesn't begin until the hook actually is over with, though, and so I don't think it's like it's not a 33% buff, but it is still a pretty big buff.
Yeah, and are we going to see any Hog tonight? I still kind of doubt it. I think he's kind of fallen out of play with these teams. And first matchup here, we've got Lijiang Tower.
Yep, Lijiang Tower. So yeah, Lijiang Tower has been like the beginning map for pretty much every single game this entire tournament, basically. I don't think that we've seen Busan like at all, and we've only seen Oasis as a map 5 for the most part. So you know, teams mostly just wanting to go to Lijiang in the beginning. It's a popular control map, and that's what we've chosen here for this one.
Now, you've seen these teams a couple more times than I have here. Are we looking at some strong DPS? Are we going to be some good Mercy boosted Ashe, Pharah, Kree combo here, or Death Ball dive? What are your expectations here?
My expectations, honestly, it's hard to know what to expect. I just know that both teams have shown a lot of flexibility in the tournament. I've seen multiple comms from both of these teams. They both adapt super well, and so what I'm expecting is actually not running their face into the same strategy constantly. I'm expecting a constant adaptation from both teams in a really interesting match.
And that's great to hear, because that means that once a team starts falling behind on a map, adjustments will be made, and that keeps both of these teams really in the hunt for a win. Because like I said, yes, this is the winner's bracket. Even if you lose, you're dropping down, you still got a chance to kind of work your way up, but it's such an advantage to be staying in that winner's bracket tonight. So, you know, Lijiang Tower's our first thing here. Both, I think, you're looking for sub ice and clock. I'm not sure if that means for whom and whom. So a little bit of.
I see what? I think it's ice and clock. I think they're joking, but I'm not sure. Are you actually joking? Wait. Wait,
But
for
both
real?
teams, I think both teams maybe are saying Cav.
Sorry, ice for clock. They said right. 8 blue team. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Got it. All right. Looks like we are looking like we're pretty close to good to go. I still need to ask ready again. Waiting for some people. All right. Looks like they're gonna start with Clockworks in play instead of Ice. Interesting choice. I have seen Ice has been pretty dominant in this tournament, so it's really interesting that they're gonna put Ice on the sidelines in the beginning. Wonder if it's just like some other thing. Maybe Ice is having like a connection issue or something. I'm not quite sure.
And looks like we got some profile opening
Yeah.
up requests here. So.
And that's all valid, right? We're
Oh yeah,
this
this
tournament
is perfectly valid.
yeah, perfectly valid, and we're gonna let the teams make sure that they get all their calculations in. Mainly just it's like both of these teams really teetering right on that bleeding edge, the 2,800 average requirement. So they just want to make sure that everyone's good to go. We've had a couple of incidents come up where teams were fielding just slightly above that, and we had to make a correction, and so we just got to be really careful about it. All right. All right, so they're checking on that. Maybe I should get a prediction going. Is it too early to start predictions? Manage. Does it start a prediction? Okay, I want to start another prediction. Right. There we go. We get Noah's Ark in the chat says winnable, even though the game hasn't even begun yet, and didn't describe who exactly is supposed to be winning this. Pretty fantastic. I went ahead and I updated the stream title as well. Thank you, Equal Mage, for pointing that out, that this is the third stream in a row that we had Kevin Fan Club v Plant Gang.
It looks like we have a go for launch.
Okay, both teams are ready. We're gonna hit that start button. We're gonna get in here. This is a huge match. So this match is really, really important, but it doesn't have quite as much stakes as yesterday's match. Yesterday's match was a knockout match. Now this one, not a knockout match. The winner does go to the grand finals, but the loser doesn't get knocked out of the tournament. The loser hasn't touched the loser's bracket yet, so the loser does still get to go to the loser's bracket and continue to compete.
Being in tournaments, that allows some teams to just swing for the bleachers. If you can just come out with something strong and really kind of punch their throat, it gives you that little bit of flexibility if you want to play a little aggressive.
Ready for battle.
That's pretty exciting. Now, one thing I've noticed on this map, the majority of the time, the team that goes for the Lucio Sim speed to point with turrets is usually the team that is favored. And in this case, we get both teams going for that strategy. The difference being that Loopditch is on the Cassidy and Ari's on the Reaper. And I think Cassidy is favored because Cassidy is better able to shoot those turrets. So we'll see if that's going to help him here.
Similar comps comes down to execution. Which one can win the race? They've got equal chance here. Equal deploys. Now it comes down to execution on the point.
All execution. Aimless eSports has like pretty wide turrets, but the turrets are being destroyed pretty much by both teams. Aimless kind of just got a better stability on the point here. Lamp already down for Fantasia. Fantasia is going to have to retake this point here without their lamp. It's going to be all down to maybe if Clockworks can build a tier 3, and he actually does, and it looks like we're actually plowing into the point here for Fantasia, and Aimless eSports struggling to stay alive.
Yeah, and I loved Animax. He waited. He was patient.
Yeah.
And that patience taught the Sim to get up to level 3 beam and then just grind their way in. And there's just not a lot you can do about that.
Indeed, and if you look at these turrets, they're pretty well placed here, right around that window you expect them to teleport into from the other team, and so they're not even like they're hiding the fact that they just know this teleporter is coming through, and it's gonna burn as soon as they come through here. It comes Aimless, immediately takes a bunch of turret damage, but they're in so deep they knew it was happening. The window on point is kind of doing something, but not quite. The first kills are coming from Aimless eSports, and it's an absolute wash for them, and they're able to get all the kills they need. Huge space and great play for pushing towards the back of the point there, knowing the turrets are probably all placed in the front.
Yeah, and Lunar got out of step. He got out of position. He was playing support way too close. He threw his window down, but then unfortunately Lunar just didn't manage his cooldowns right. He died with both his cooldowns, just playing a little too close to Mr. Swingman.
Absolutely. Here we're going to have 4 ults from Fantasia. Probably going to be a pretty big punch here from them. We'll see how this goes. Both walls come down. The Blossom coming out and finds a bunch of kills here for Aimless eSports. Huge play.
Yeah, and Aimless really took that barrage, that push from them very well. And they isolated them back to the end of the point and just kind of waited out that wall. And Ari came in with his Blossom, was able to put in a lot of distraction and damage. And right now,
yeah,
Aimless, all the cards are on Aimless. You know, it's up to them to lose it at this point.
For sure. I really love how they're playing the backup point so much. And I think it's like, that's a really heads-up play.
Massive
honestly.
shatter.
Yeah, huge shatter there from Saber. What was interesting about that shatter is even though the rest of the team was kind of like behind point, the shatter was still hugely valuable, well played from Saber there to like knock down the whole team, throw the fire strike over them.
Right.
It's just a nice little line of players there for them.
So what do we got to work with? Apollo's got barrier. We've got shatter. They got to push. Here comes barrier.
Yeah, the barrier just a little bit too late, though. Unfortunately, taking a loss before that. Goes for the pin off the map, doesn't quite find it. Saber is able to get the kill onto Anonymax. The window goes down now, and we're at 88%. This could mean the first round here in favor of Aimless eSports. We see the Pharah coming out from Clockworks. The desperation switch. Is this going to be enough? Pharah goes down on point. Anonymax going to punch in. Had to swap to Doomfist to touch quicker. Isn't able to touch, and that is going to go in favor of Aimless eSports.
Aimless racks up first blood here. I'm going to say on the back of Saber, playing extremely patient. You know, taking his time with those, that push, and just kind of working with whatever UKN was pushing at him. He just kind of ebbed and flowed with it. Didn't try to make a big play. And had a really good shatter. I think that was critical for them, pushing them over the top. But overall, Saber's just playing a much more patient, controlled game that UKN is really going to struggle to get through. But first map down, second map up.
We'll see how it goes here.
Capture the objective.
And both teams are going to be making to point here pretty quickly, although it's a little bit faster from UKN Fantasia's side. I mean, maybe their Lucio speed boost just worked a little bit better. I'm not sure how they were able to get there so much quicker. Lamp already out for Aimless eSports, and same thing for UKN Fantasia. This is kind of like anyone's match at this point.
Yeah, right now we've got Saber again pushing his way in, being a little patient with that, using that corner great, bringing up his defense. Again, not trying to overextend, go for those kills, just being nice and patient and letting us working for the opportunity. That's what I like about Aimless right now. They're not trying to make plays, they're waiting for opportunities.
It is pretty big. And right here, I think that Aimless eSports was able to get that cap first because they managed to find that pick onto Clockworks. Here, if you're Aimless, you do not walk out of that door. That is a death sentence for you, and they are able to find a kill onto Saber. Overextending a little bit there, that's a mistake they are going to be able to punish, and they're probably going to be able to push on the point for it. Maybe. Actually, it's looking kind of even.
This point will not go quietly into the night.
Definitely not.
If they can get 50, that would be really strong here. But
or they get none. It's like here, I mean, they're already coming back. That's,
Annihilation out.
Wow. Okay, well, Clockworks finds a couple, and this is now finally going to go in. Well, they still have to get Cav off at this point.
Like I said, 50%. There we are on the net on 51.
That's
52,
crazy.
so.
52. Yeah.
But that's what's great of
Wow.
a team. You're digging out that percentage, you know. And I don't agree with losing Annihilation. It didn't really buy him alive.
Yeah, and here now Anonymax has the Annihilation and Saber doesn't, so that's kind of nice. But we're probably going to see tires coming out from both teams here. Tire makes a lot of space the longer it lasts, so probably going to see these long delayed tires. Here comes the Annihilation.
And of course, junk through a matrix is always going to sting a little bit. You're going to feel that one in the morning.
Definitely got to wait for that matrix to end there. But neither team has used a tire yet, so I mean, I think Clockwork's looking for it now. Both teams, yeah, both teams are using the tire at the moment. Pretty interesting dynamic. And Clockwork's tire goes down. Ari's still alive, and Ari's wasn't able to find anything. The beat comes down from Apollo. Things momentum's still kind of in Fantasia's favor at the moment, and with 2 losses, like Aimless can't really push through this door right now. They're gonna have to wait for Saber to get back and figure out a way to manage their way through it, as the ults have kind of trickled down a little bit here. We've seen a lot be used, and at this point there's a little bit of favor in Aimless eSports at the moment. They do have some ult advantage, but they still got to use them properly.
Yeah, and I love what Fantasia's doing here. They're just bottling them up at the choke, forcing them to burn ults, forcing them to burn cooldowns, because even if they get to the point, it's just not, they're not going to take it. You know, they've got the Lucio, they can come back, they can burn that extra 10-15 seconds. But right now, Clockworks is doing absolutely brilliant on junk. They cannot get through him. Yes, his tire did not get a lot of value last time, but he's putting in the work right now, just playing between ults. And again, he's at 85% for another tire. We're going to be seeing that once more time here. Strong rotation to the left side by Aimless.
Strong rotation, but Bionic Barrier going down there. I mean, Anonymax made a great play just catching a mid-rotation in the back line, and Clockwork picking up a couple kills there too. That is huge here for Fantasia, and they are probably going to be able to take out this this whole point here. Wow.
As they say, we got ourselves a game.
We definitely have ourselves a game. This is going to be an absolute banger. 1-1 here on Li Zhang. Who is going to take this first map? This is exciting.
And
we love these.
Both teams are adjusting. They're running a little bit mirror comp here, and so like you said, you know, both teams are kind of buying into that, I would say, meta. That okay, this map requires this. This map requires this. This map requires this.
Yeah.
The danger of that is if somebody plays a little bit different than what you're expecting, they can get an advantage. But right now, both teams look at very much mirror comp here.
Pretty mirrored, yeah. I think both teams realize the power of Pharmacy on this map. Pretty strong. They're playing a hit scan Pharmacy, and the only difference is one team really just kind of has Lunar on the Ana when playing the Kiriko. So as long as, you know, you've got that line of sight, you have that crazy sustain on the Diva. Whereas Bionic Barrier kind of just relying on a faster play so that the Suzu can just kind of get the initial impact and win the fight.
And when you're running
their Suzu is used.
And when you're running a mirror comp like this, especially for a high impact, there, you know, you're investing half your team on 2. Right now, Clockworks is getting the advantage. He has to produce. He has to get in there. He has to make those kills. You're getting a mercy pocket. You're getting the resources. You have to produce.
Wow. That's crazy plays there, and I thought that Fantasia kind of just had that in the bag, but I mean, Aimless has been staying alive here. The sustain is great. The healers on, or I should say the supports on Aimless eSports really keeping the team alive. Everything happening here. Wow, the play there on Anonymax and Loopage there was pretty well synchronized as well. You see Mercy falling into the pit there. And
we're seeing a little bit of this. Saber has ever so slightly a little bit of an advantage in dynamic situations over Anonymax. But we're seeing Clockworks and Apollo working together as a great team to kind of make up for that mid game. And that's where we're down to right now, because Clockworks is almost already at Barrage. Almost double ahead of Ari. That's critical.
That is crazy. Now, to keep in mind, though, I mean, Pharah is Clockworks' main. I don't know if Ari mains Pharah or not, but Clockworks does have quite a few hours on the far. And we remember Clockworks was one of the breakout all-stars of the last season of LFGS tournament in summer 2022. And it's kind of showcasing here as well. We're kind of seeing some more of that come back alive as the dust wears off. Nanomax gets the nano here. That could be big. Got to go for the right player, though. I don't think that D.Va versus D.Va might not be the play there. The bomb comes out. They're able to not quite remake. That's a huge kill then. Huge kill. Bamboozle coming out with the attack visor, but Anonymax just has the DM for all of it. Here comes the res. Ari comes out with the barrage.
Barrage. Hey,
Definitely
you know, at this point, you're all in. You're at 70%. You dump it.
Yeah, dump. I mean, yeah, hold it as long as possible. Absolutely. Another DMAC, 77%. We're almost at 80% now. They're gonna get 81, 82 almost.
All right,
Or
not
81%.
quite the 85 that you really kind of want to go for, but
Yeah,
they'll take
still
it.
pretty good.
They'll take it.
I mean, this is like, yeah, 2 fights away from victory. It's pretty good.
We've got still Clockworks with Barrage. We've got Luke with, you know, free go back to spawn ult, and
What happened? How did Saber die there?
oh,
my
nice.
God, okay.
Well, we got a Barrage. Bionic and
Yeah.
Bam both go down. That's critical. That's definitely going to give UKN an additional easy 15-20% on the point there. So now Aimless is in this position. They're behind a little bit on the ult economy when it comes to high impact. They don't have Barrage. They've got both support ults up, yes, but they need something with a little punch.
Yeah, something with a little punch for sure here, where we see Looptage, DPS ult could come in pretty clutch here. Let's see how that goes. This Pharmacy on Aimless side's in a pretty good spot. If they can find the kill, Bamboozle does manage to find Clockwork's a big pick, and Looptage finds Saber here. The bomb comes down from Anonymax.
Gets Bam out of position, so it's, I would say, kind of anybody's point.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going to happen here. It's 2v3 on point, though. It looks like it's kind of going to be coming in favor of Aimless eSports. But, I mean, UKN and Fantasia is holding out. I mean, they're almost ahead on the clock, actually. It's really, really even, really close now. He just pulled ahead. But you're not ahead if you're not the one in control of the point. So right now, the pressure is on, and now it is 85% in favor
They've got
of
time.
Aimless eSports.
They've got Velk.
Yeah.
If they use it right, they can grind out. They can grind out some wins here. But they're running into 3
Look at the ult
ults.
economy.
3
Look at the
ults
ult
is
economy.
not in their favor.
Oh, and losing that, this is really huge for Aimless eSports. I would put their chances of winning this one at 99% at this point. We'll see if they can just make sure that they convert this Anonymax on point, holding as long as possible. Apollo comes out with the Valkyrie, tries to live, but dies immediately to Bamboozle's attack visor. That was really strong. Clockworks on the Tracer, trying to touch. Last minute, is able to hold for just a little while, but there is no regrouping possible, and that is going to be Aimless eSports taking the first map. Wow.
First blood drawn by Aimless.
What a great game. That was so close.
Yeah, and I think it came down to
Oh,
ult economy. And that was a great shatter. There's no way
That was
around
huge. That was huge. Didn't even need the team to follow up. I mean, he just pretty much had it in the bag himself. That was crazy. Good stuff. All right, and so UKN's going to pick the next map.
So back to the broadcast booth we go. UKN Fantasia is picking the next map here. And what map choices are we looking at here? What are we looking at?
What are we looking at? So let me pull up the map thing here, and we got it's gonna be a hybrid map, either Kings Row, Midtown, or Paraiso. In looking at what we saw there, I don't even know, like, comp wise what they prefer to play against Aimless at this point. I mean, it seems like so close. It's just gonna come down to what they prepared for, and it looks like Carbon's gonna pick Paraiso. They're also gonna move in Ice for Looptage. Okay. Alrighty. And then I'm going to change the map to Paraiso. So maybe this is the one they've really been trying to hone their skills on. Where is Parisia? There it is. That does not exist. I swear. Okay, here we go. Cav says defense first for us. Really? Does that mean I have to swap the teams? Okay. Team 1 defends, right? I think so. That's going to really confuse me. God, I just remember that next tournament I am taking out that ability because now my whole mind has been that Aimless eSports is red, but now they're blue, and this is going to throw me off so much. Okay. All right. Art. So I switched the titles at the top there, and now we're gonna have Aimless eSports on the left, UKN Fantasia on the right.
Gotcha.
Oh, I need to change. Carbon needs to spectate red team. Okay, Cav said R. Paulo says R. Okay. Ready to go here. Getting into Parisia. A very interesting map. We've had a lot of really great games on Parisia so far. This first point has been a point of struggle for a lot of teams. Seems like eventually they do tend to get it, but it often goes like quite the distance. It's either they get it on the first try or it goes to overtime on the first point.
Yeah, it's, it comes down to can you get an opportunity to take advantage of? Do you get that opportunistic pick? Do you get that little bit of
Ready for battle.
overextend? Somebody gets a little greedy.
Yeah, I mean, can you take advantage of a resource surplus? Is another one. I mean, just like any sort of thing. I mean, usually this turns into a poke battle because the distances are so long. We're going to see Cav on the Mercy. I'm absolutely not surprised about that. I am actually surprised to not see a Mercy on the other team over here. But I mean, looking at the DPS and tank lineup, I can kind of see why they wouldn't be playing Mercy. The Zen still very good. Still allows you to play that long range battle here. I think the Mercy is going to be invaluable here on the defense, being able to correct a mistake by just resurrecting. We'll see.
But they've got a lot of punch with that Zen. That Discord,
True.
They can follow up with the dive, get in on their Genji Tracer.
Indeed, the Zen against any tank right now is just horrifying for tanks. I mean, it's super, super powerful. Very overtuned hero against tanks at the moment.
They say it's the takes not have fun button.
Yep, that is true. We get to this point of pretty much an every defense where this back high ground is held pretty strongly by the defending team, and this is the part where we're gonna have UKN Fantasia. That's right, UKN Fantasia trying to push Aimless eSports off of the high ground here. And Lunar gets a couple picks actually on the Ana. Huge play from Lunar there. And that's going to be tough for Aimless eSports to stabilize.
Yeah, I like, again, I'm watching Apollo here, and he's just putting in some work on that corner and kind of keeping, Aimless is just kind of,
wow.
Or is it UKN? Again, I'm getting confused now.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
UKN is putting a lot of pressure on them at the corner there. Did Apollo kind of overextend a little bit? Yeah, maybe. Argument could be made there.
Could be. Yeah. Definitely great defense there. Bamboozle holding that angle was really strong. Clockworks is going to punish a mistake there by Ari. And now we've got a pretty good pressure here on point. It looks like we're going to have to touch from Saber. Saber gets slept, kind of being held up a little bit, and dashes up to the stairs, kind of outside of healer vision. That's going to be a punished mistake, and he's going to lose their mech for it. Aimless eSports having trouble kind of keeping defense on this point, but also they have to still cap it too. Someone on the UKN Fantasia side has to be touching point.
Almost there.
Bamboozle did not
Visor.
attack that.
I'm
Oh
not sure.
no, he did not do that.
That's an ultimate one.
That's a questionable one. Yeah.
But
We'll
right
let the
now,
bot reviews talk about that one.
Fantasia caps it with decent time bank here. We're looking over 4 minutes. That's certainly a good time here to work with on second stage. No adjustments really on either side. Well, Bamboozle went. He went to Cree, so we got a solo for Cree. So
okay, so coming out on the Cassidy here to maybe, I'm not really sure why. Honestly, I think the soldier's better. Interesting choice. Maybe just to kind of play against having the flash against the divers.
And Aimless is just banking ults.
They're banking them for sure.
But no.
UKN Fantasia just holding in with that Transcendence, able to maximize their brawl pressure there. Finds a couple nice kills, and this is going to have to be like a retreat here. For Aimless eSports, despite having to retreat, they are going to like just keep the point pressure as much as possible, but they are still down. And at this point, like, I mean, you're just going to enable Fantasia to just field more ults. They don't have to commit more ults to win these fights. I mean, they're just going to be banking more and more ult pressure, and all this is giving you is maybe another chance to take a fight a little bit sooner.
And I love Anonymax on D.Va. He is everywhere, and the comms on the team are great. They're calling out their lows and ones, and as soon as they do, Anonymax is just on it.
It's huge. Cav coming out here. Oh no! Cav at the wrong time goes with the Guardian Angel, flies straight into the pulse bomb. Unluckers. Dang, not what you want to see.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
That's a delete the footage.
That might be a pog there. We'll see how it pans out, but that's the candidate right now.
Yeah, Cav trying to save face by swapping over to Lucio there, and like, nope, it wasn't me. I don't see any mercy on this map for sure. Saber coming up on top of the high ground here, sweeping over to the Ramatra to try to maybe just hold this with Brawl a little bit. And I think Ramatra, good pick here for this last little bit. We see Clockworks pull out the blade. It's going to be absolutely huge as Clockworks unveils his debut on the team by coming. Just kidding, I don't know if his debut. I think he's been fielded before on this team. But huge blade.
Huge play of the game. Or I may be getting a little ahead of myself there, but able right now. Fantasia is walking into the point here, and it's just a scrappy fight by Aimless to bring what they can.
I love the Mace swap actually. Bamboozle trying to create a lot of space here with the high noon. It is going to make some space, although this bomb is going to come out. Finds nothing actually. It just finds a lamp. But we do see now a pretty good stabilization here as Saber is able to get a couple in the backline.
So Aimless spared from an execution here and able to claw its way back, but now they got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to burn on the clock here. And they are coming up with window. They definitely have tools to work with here. They should not be losing this fight.
I don't think so either. Yeah, and look at Anonymax swapping over to the Monkey. That's an interesting swap. I almost prefer the D.Va. This is interesting because he's kind of like jumping into the Mei. Although, yeah, this is a rough one for Anonymax to jump into. I'm not so sure that Monkey's the play, but you know, I've been proven wrong before, so we'll see if they can get some value out of it.
You know, and if the call was to try and get, you know, a dry run and try to suck out some ults, I can't blame them. They're a little behind on the ult economy, and if he jumps in and makes a good play and they're able to burn, you know, something.
Yeah, but look how tightly packed Aimless is. I mean, there's no one to dive here. They're all going to be right on top of each other. They got the Lucio, got the Wall, they got the Cassidy. I mean, it's like they're an absolute tank of a team.
Yeah, this is a diver's nightmare, you know. Hey,
yeah,
you want to dive our
exactly.
Mei? Sure, go for it. Good luck.
Indeed. We see a purple coming out there. The purple could be the playmaker. They nano the monkey in play. The bubble goes down, but he's frozen. And Apollo comes out with the Zen ult here. Try to zoom into the enemy team there, force a brawl, but I mean, now that play's kind of over. Clockworks comes out and pulls out the blade, but it's against Saber on the Annihilation. Saber goes down too, though. This actually is a huge play from both teams, but a huge play especially from UKN Fantasia. Wow.
Well, everyone press Q, and looks like Fantasia is able to. Not quite yet.
Not yet. One more fight here as we see a couple more touchers. Oh, wow. Clockworks. Clockworks kind of cooking right now. We call him Chef Clockworks in the chat at the moment. Did not forget his seasoning today as he shows us a brand new recipe of killing 2 people instantly on the Genji.
All right, so Fantasia takes it to the house. 38 seconds remaining on the clock here, so now line swap. See what Aimless can bring.
We'll see what they're going to bring out here. I'm asking Alaskan Pebble in chat if they want to handle the predictions because I've been forgetting about it. Also, it's stressful for me to do the predictions because on the delay, I don't actually know when the match ends for the stream as easily. So I don't want to like spoil the result. It's always nice to have a mod in chat. Perfect. Thank you, Alaskan Pebble. I appreciate you. Nice. So we got that taken care of. All right, 38 seconds too on the clock there. Not too bad. Obviously, you're always looking for like more than a minute there if you can, but 38 seconds, not nothing. They were able to get that final cap, which means that we got Aimless eSports. They're gonna have to push it all the way.
And I like that Ice has brought out the Ashe. I think Ashe on this point is, you know, if you can farm, if you can get Bob going right, it presents such a difficult off angle if the Bob is played right.
And Ice has shown in this tournament to be just insane on the Ashe, like insane, like multiple 5Ks in a single match. Kind of crazy. So we're definitely going to be seeing Ice here on the Ashe, seeing what he's going to be cooking up for us, what recipes he prepared for us today. Anonymax getting demeched here is not what you want to see if you are on UKN Fantasia side. Aimless eSports getting that demech early could actually mean getting this point early. You see a massive sleep though there on Saber. Saber going down too. Anonymax could actually get the mech back, and if they do, this is an easy hold from this point.
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy. No, they're able to do it. Gets the mech back. Wow.
Really a great position right now. Hold there from that push. We've got Ice halfway to Bob, a little ahead of Bamboozle, and Ari only at 33% versus Clockworks is at 50. So Fantasia's really got a lot of weapons to work with here.
Absolutely a lot of weapons to work with here. It's Saber gonna have to find an opening to jump in on, and we're, Bionic Barrier coming close onto this rush. I mean, there's some possible plays where Saber jumps in and you get the TP onto the monkey and immediate rush down. You go to crazy brawl play, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get that here. As Saber goes down first for the second fight in a row here. Some math is off in their heads at the moment and causing Saber to die first, and they're gonna have to figure out how to adapt because that is not going to work against UKN Fantasia.
No, even if you're doing a slow poke and you're trying to go for that ult build, you just don't want to lose, Saber that quickly because he's only at 52% and Diva's at 80. So again, they're just finding themselves behind on that ult curve. So we need a big individual play at this point. Ari, Bam's got to come up strong.
Yeah, indeed. We've got a lot of ults online here coming for both teams. A little bit in favor of UKN. It's just a matter of who's going to use their ults first. We get 2 ults used immediately from Aimless eSports here. Haven't quite seen the value conversion yet, though. Pretty even on both sides. 4-4, does this bomb find anything? It does find Bionic Barrier, and that's a massive pick in favor of UKN Fantasia. It does look like they might win this next fight if they can just clean this up a little bit, especially with Apollo using that Mercy ult. Going to keep the entire team alive, no problem.
So now we're into smoke 'em if you got 'em, boys, for Fantasia. They've, for Aimless, because
Yeah, 1 minute
it's-
left.
It's 1 minute left. We've
You
got,
don't have your rush either.
yeah,
Ooh.
we've got Blade, we've got Barrier, and Sabers should have Monkey.
60 seconds.
How all that's going to
Yeah.
combine into a point win? Well, Lunar's got, like, Nano to counter it, so...
I think it's all about this Ari's ult. I think Ari on the Genji, this needs to be an insane blade. It needs to get a support. They need to do something with this. Here it comes. Can Ari find this? He does find Lunar. He does find Clockwork. This is a huge blade. Can he pull this off? Oh my. We said we needed it, and it
Nice.
happened.
There you go. Yep.
The anti-caster's curse has come alive. Dang. Wow. What a play.
Objective
Love to see it.
lost.
Game's not going to end here. Aimless eSports wasn't done with Parasio yet, so they're going to keep playing for another 2 minutes and 43 seconds at least.
But keep in mind, Fantasia walked into the stage with over 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Aimless is
that's
half
true.
that. So they're going to have a good pep in their step to get through this.
Good jump from Saber, and Ice did actually miss the coach gun on it, but Saber did overstay their welcome a little bit there. Kind of too much heat, and does end up dying first there, unfortunately, and so that's going to be a no push for Aimless Esports until they get their tank back. Clockwork's going in really deep right now.
With Bam
why?
on Visor, we've got Barrier to work with, but we need a... Okay, let's turn this around. What is the weak link in Fantasia that Aimless has to exploit? I'm looking at Ice. I know he's pocketed by Apollo. I know he's a tough nut to crack. I know he has mobility. But dang, he has put in some work.
He's definitely putting in some work here. We got a duel on the back line over here between Bamboozle and Clockworks. Bamboozle going to be able to get the cleanup. Maybe he does manage to find it. That's actually kind of big there. Still a way for Saber to make any big plays, but they can hold their position. Here they do Nano Anonymax on the Diva Nano, but still kind of low, going a little bit dangerous. Although Lunar does find the line of sight, is going to be able to keep Anonymax up.
I think
Your
that was a
Ice.
well-used nano. That it was a kind
Yeah.
of a rescue nano to keep them in business, but not really there to get a lot of kills, just keep the fight going. But now they've got Bob. Bob is just there to kind of look if things get nasty. Here we go.
Oh my god.
And Clockworks going for it.
Kind of going nasty on the Genji, honestly, and like
Yeah.
right now, UKN Fantasia just looking really strong on defense. I am like very impressed with their
But
defense here. It's
You know,
kind of caused.
you know what we've got
Good.
coming? We've got
What?
Nanoblade. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
It's 30
Nanoblade is
30
coming.
30 seconds. Yeah.
Yes, but look at this cart though. I mean, this Nanoblade might win the fight, but is it going to get the point? And I don't think it is. Like, I think
Here
it's
it
just going to get the
comes.
fight.
Yep.
Here comes the Apollo is down, and he does manage to get both supports. And like I said, I thought that this is going to win the fight, and I think it is going to win this fight, as it pretty much already has. But is that enough? Just look at this cart, and the Bob is actually just kind of a Giga Brain there. Stalling point at that corner. I mean, you could almost get 2 more fights with where the cart is right now.
And faced with the team that you know that you are down on the ult economy, you have got to get aggressive. So it's Ice. I would have tossed that Bob right away, forced them to react.
Indeed. Now this is interesting. The bomb able to find Bionic Berry despite the beat, and we see Bamboozle coming out with the visor to try to clean things up. I don't know if they're going to be able to kill Bamboozle or not. They are able to kill Bamboozle, but is the damage already done? The Nano on Nanomax could actually hold this potentially, but there's still quite a lot of damage focus. Finds Cav. That's going to be pretty big. All you got to do now is just kind of stall. You lost your mech. Did he run point? Now Apollo can touch. This is still overtime. Clockworks has a dash, could potentially touch here. See Charles of Knights, it's not menace yet. We're still okay. Now it's gonna cap. Okay.
There we go. Now it flips.
All right, we got the flip here. 1 minute 23 seconds left on the clock for Aimless Esports to close this out. But I mean, like, look at the 38-second time bank. I mean, you're probably not gonna. There's any chance you get a better time bank than Fantasia.
This
Probably not
is
lose.
Fantasia's match to lose here.
Now, we do see the dive break coming out from Apollo, and that's inspiring me in ways you can't even freaking imagine right now. So I'm super excited to see that. We see ice.
Support that is near and dear to your heart. And
Very much so. Here comes the break, about to dive into the enemy backline like an unstoppable force they've never seen before. Already happened. The dive onto Cab was insane. Apollo getting a huge pick there. Sorry, I had to say it. We see some wet noodle action here on the point where nobody is dying, but everyone's trying to do damage. Very funny. Clockworks could come out with the ultimate here.
Yeah, he's got Blade. You know, they've got tools to work with.
Automax maybe overstaying their welcome. Ari comes out with the Nano Blade. Is he going to find... If he misses the dash? And actually a deflects the swings. Oh my god, out Genji slightly. Apollo now diving onto Ari. Oh my god, Aimless eSports has a pretty strong advantage here on point, although Apollo now coming out with the rally could actually hold the team up for a little while here. Yeah, looking pretty tanky, looking pretty campy. On point, we see another blade come out, and this time it's in the form of Clockworks. Trying to defend this point with all of their life. It is overtime. Here comes Bamboozle with the attack. Visor is able to find Lunar. That's actually a really big pick, except for the fact that Clockworks kind of just popping off with this Nano. Oh no, not the C9. No, he got booped off of the cart from an automatic. It's not a C9, you got booped off. That's fair. Still though, huge play. Wow. We see UKN Fantasia picking up a victory on this match. It is now 1-1 in the series, and that's what we wanted to see. No more shutouts, no more like just sweeping victories. We just want to see these longer, absolute banger of a matches. Wow.
So 1-1 here with we've got Aimless taking blood on Lijiang Tower and Fantasia turning it around on Parisio and claiming the W there. So we're going into the final map for all the marbles. We're going to see what map that is here fairly shortly. I'm sure there's going to be some pretty hectic discussion here on Aimless eSports side. Asmon, what pool do we have here? What maps are we looking at?
All right, so the next pool of maps we're looking at Escort, either Dorado, Shambali, or Route 66, and the consensus has a long time now been Dorado. A lot of people wanting to play Dorado, although I have seen Shambali come up earlier on in the tournament, more Route 66, but I haven't seen Route come out lately. It's been mostly the other two. Right. So we'll see which one they're going to pick here, and it is Aimless eSports pick.
So have we seen any of the recent changes kind of play out? I'm saying not so much.
No, I haven't seen any. I haven't noticed either. A lot of the changes kind of ones you won't see much. Like, for example, the thing where Arisa's ult can now be hacked by Sombra. Like, that's, you got to see an Arisa and a Sombra in the same game.
Right.
So now a little hard to see that one.
We have seen BAP used quite a bit. And
yeah,
hey, we do have some Route 66 action.
Okay, that's actually kind of exciting. I haven't seen Route in a while. Good to come back to Route 69 for once. Pretty cool. All right.
Okay, so we're down to the last map here.
No. It's 1-1, right?
But it's best of 3?
No, it's first to 3 maps, so it's best of 5.
Oh, best of 5. Gotcha. Okay, well, let me...
I'm sorry about that. I should have mentioned that. Apollo wants to be on defense. They're going to make me swap this again. Y'all are assholes. Oh my god. You guys, I swear.
Oh, they're swapping.
Swapped a red team. Oh no. Not that, this. Using swap. Spectate red only. Spectate blue only. All right. I got everything ready. Are they winning swaps? I don't know if they're winning swaps or not. All right. Route 66 is going to be fun. I'm excited for this.
Are we gonna, I liked Ice on Ash. I think he was putting in a lot of work there.
Indeed.
Both teams like to break out the Genji. Can be can be effective here in Route 66, but I'm just looking more at a ranged map here, a little bit more poke style map here. Dare I say, maybe even fast moving dive map here. So once these teams get into it, we've seen a lot of mirror comps. These teams are playing very, very similar. And I say we go back down to, hey, it is best of 5. Both teams here are 1-1. Do you just roll the dice and just go for something that can throw the other team off its pace just that little bit?
I don't think you do. No, I mean, depends if you practice or not. If you do that though, and it's just like out of the blue, I mean, you might be a surprise factor, but I think the comfortability factor is more powerful. And so I don't think that I would want to try something unless it was practiced and prepared. So
here we head into it.
Depends.
1-1. Seeing which team here can go up, 2-1 on the scorecard there. I'm still looking for some playmakers. I'm definitely looking at Ice as a playmaker. Clockworks was doing great. So we've got, I think this map is going to be more individual play than Paricio was. We saw, a lot of times it's been an Animax and Saber kind of, seeing which tank can get that little bit of advantage here, but this is a little bit more wide open. If you can get a flanker in, if you can get a DPS that can make a great play, this opens it up for the DPS to kind of show what they've got.
I'm excited for it for sure. We're seeing defense of an Orisa comp here from Anonymax's team, which is UKN Fantasia, and I will continue to remind myself of that. We see red team, Aimless eSports, by the way, is the red team. Coming out the Diva comp.
I think I have to switch my scoreboard around here because, yeah.
Do you need a pause?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
I'm a professional here.
You're a professional. My bad.
I can just stutter my way through this. Aimless is Anonymax, right?
No, that's UKN Fantasia. Yeah, and so right in the beginning here, we see Pharmacy kind of just like raining down rockets onto Aimless eSports here. They're going to be firing back. They do have 2 hit scans, and the Clockworks are going to die immediately. That's big because they're going to be able to protect the res. I don't think they're going to be able to res that. And that loss, kind of really big here, is at a time where they can capitalize quite a lot, except unless Ice gets key picks, which makes it a lot better for UK and Fantasia. We'll see if that persists here, if they're going to be able to contest at some point. I don't think Saber can stick around for too long, especially not in Baby Diva form. So Cart's not moving anymore. There's going to be a stabilization here for UK and Fantasia. Well done, Ice, getting the key picks they needed to get that stabilized.
And this is the most differential we have seen in both of these teams. Saber's on Diva, Anonymax on Orisa. We've got Clockworks on Sojourn. We've got Ari on Genji. So there's a lot of different. These are 2 completely different teams right now.
2 very, very different teams. Aimless eSports really trying to find some isolated target up here, but it's kind of hard to find the isolations. We see Ari kind of coming up with a different idea, going on top of the rest of the team is a little bit underneath the gas station there. And here they're kind of paying for that at this point. How UK and Fantasia just trying to clean up and take favorable matches, favorable duels where they can.
And the advantage of Anonymax is that, with the comp, other than Bamboozle, Orisa can kind of run without support for a good 10 seconds. You can manage your cooldowns to just stay alive and get there, and that means that the support can be cranking in their own damage, working on the DPS, and just letting Orisa do her thing, and then come back to her for a thing. But right now, this is anybody's game. This is really anybody's game here. We're going to come down to individual DPS play, and so Clockworks is rolling up on his
overclock, yeah. There's a high noon from Bamboozle, though. It could find something. Saber does find Clockworks, and this is now a 4v4. Saber comes out with the bomb, does actually catch Ice, and that's probably the most key pick you can find. Comes Anonymax coming with the Terror Surge, finds Bamboozle, and that's going to be a strong defense. Apollo gets the res onto Ice. Exactly the res you kind of need to keep this up. We see 1 minute left on the clock, and Aimless Esports really down to the nail here. They need to win a fight and push this cart.
Yeah, this is not where you want yourself to find, because sub 1 minute with not a lot of tools. I mean, you've got Nano, they're working with Cav, they're working with Ari. It is down to getting that Nano Blade going, and they're desperately waiting for it. But do they have the time? 40 seconds. Here we go. Here we go. Cav is there, almost there.
Oh,
it's there.
Oh, he's gonna have to pull out the blade here.
He's got to pull it out. He's
Something's gonna have to give. Ari didn't pull out the blade. There's no blade. The dynamite finds Ari. And Apollo holding out this Valkyrie. I mean, like, no one's shooting Apollo here, and this is just, it's just so much value from the Valkyrie. Yeah, the Nano not gonna find much here. The window comes down because it's last fight territory. Ari's might be able to touch. Is going to have to pull out the blade in this moment, but it's going to have to be the most magical blade in Overwatch history. Yeah.
Not magical enough, indeed. So Fantasia holding Aimless Esports to the big 0.
That was strong. That was a strong defense. Cart did not make it very far, and so I wonder what kind of defense Aimless Esports is going to come out with here to ensure that they don't let the cart sail that far. Like, you're going to have pretty substantial point presence so that you don't C9. I don't think playing like a long-reaching spam comp is the way. I think you do have to do something similar to what Fantasia did on their defense. Like, I think the Orisa makes a lot of sense. I think Baptiste makes a lot of sense. And they're going to actually go with a Rhine comp, a Rhine with a Mei. So they are really going to pack tight together, make sure that their point presence is strong. The only downside to this is when you do pack tight together, you're not really contesting the off angles as much. And so to really like push down the nail against this team comp, all that Fantasia has to do is take deeper angles and spam until resource advantage has occurred, and then they can just kind of walk all over them. But they still have to produce that first. We see an interesting defense strategy here. Usually when I see this, the Cassidy is a Torb, so that you get the turret to be part of this action too. And so we don't see any of that, but we'll see. This is interesting. We don't see this too often, but it does come up. The brawl
forward
defense.
hold. Yep. We got a strong forward hold.
This is the problem, though. They have to contest the competing high ground. They're already at a high ground disadvantage, honestly. And so, yeah, they are holding point, but there's a cost to this. And here, they actually, Anonymax using bubble there really early means that he can't even make a play right now until he gets his bubble back. Ice just kind of holding the top. They've got time here, right? And so, yeah, they got to make a dive, but they got time. At the same time, there's a lot of sustain on the other side. So the Baptiste and the Lucio, the Ryan, this is a lot of sustain here. It's going to be really tough to find the right moment to jump in. Anonymax has the bubble, he can find a play, but again, you can see how passive. He just has to go to the top. There's really no play to be had. Now look at Ice pulling the cart. Now the play has to come from Aimless. They're going to have to touch carts. They're going to have to come out. They're going to have to play into the Zenyatta. Zenyatta is going to do an insane amount of damage here, and Anonymax finds the first pick on Ari. That's a massive pick. We're going to see Lamp is out as well. This is not looking good here for Aimless Esports. Only finds some huge picks, though. No, this is holdable. This is holdable. Oh, my. Very interesting. Look at Apollo still on top. Finally goes down to Bamboozle. Bamboozle looking for that Zenyatta for, like, the last minute. Crazy stuff.
They are doing better than I expected here, because they've now have tools. They're backing up around the corner, and you know, as long as they can it's for Aimless, it comes down to you have got to be on point about your ultimates. You cannot waste a single one. It has to be on point. Your comms have to be great. You cannot waste anything.
I think I saw some great like team comp and team comms there from them, because that was super well played. I mean, look at the time bank. They took off 2 minutes with that play. That was extraordinary play from Aimless Esports, and now they're holding a corner, a really strong corner, I might add. And we got Anonymax off of the Winston and onto the Diva to protect against the Reaper, but Apollo's down, so there's really, it's hard to make a play here. Ice way in the enemy back line, too far to make a play. At this point, still looking kind of safe for Aimless Esports.
You know, and as strong as they were on Orisa, you know, going this divey type of comp. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't think dives to play against this Ryan comp. And I think a long time ago you needed to swap off into to like put ice on Ash and just start cooking with that dynamite. And I think the dynamite would be the play.
At this point, yeah, you may have, both teams are just riding ults, but Aimless, again, it comes down to, they get a free shatter.
Look at that shatter. Perfect timing. The beat comes out as well, so they are pretty well protected against that. I think you're pretty much out of resources in this case if you're Fantasia. I mean, that is a lot of your resources down. Not anyone on Aimless Esports died there, and so everyone was able to sustain, although that's still, I was 3 ults invested from Aimless. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this match is, these comps, I mean, it's way in favor of Aimless Esports right now. And there's the DMEC, 38 seconds left.
DMEC is out, so now you're down to 35 seconds. You've got Diva Bomb to work with. Maybe might get able to get some zoning effects from that, but
yeah, this is like masterclass brawl defense here from Aimless Esports, showing the versatility, showing their adaptation. And here we're gonna see Bamboozle holding a high noon for quite a while. Gets the D-Mech. That is huge. Oh my god. To speed that around there, to find that angle, that was insane. The pulse bomb comes down, finds nothing at all. Both teams kind of just struggling to find a pick here. But it's really just first team to get a pick. It's just going to crack this wide open. And there you go. That's huge from UKN Fantasia. Finding finally a way through the shields.
Yeah, and like I said, it came down to some just exceptional play by Clockworks, just riding that out.
They're going to win another fight, though. Look at this cart. I mean, it just didn't make enough progress to shut that out, that fight. They're going to be able to touch.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, we got the
maybe?
They got the sim. They got the sim. Maybe they got Lucio to kite him in there.
No, see not. There we go. Okay, they are gonna be able to touch. Here, the shatter comes down and finds Apollo in the backline as well. Clockworks, who pulls out the blade. It could be huge. You see, Clockworks get Cav in the backline. Oh my god, it's huge. It is huge. Clockworks coming in absolutely clutch here in the end to pull this victory for UKN Fantasia. What a game! That was crazy. Oh man, what a game! Jesus.
I mean, talk about snatching victory from the jaws of defeat here. I mean, it was just Clockworks coming in and being the hero of the day.
Really, really impressive stuff. Really like bringing it down to the last second there to find the value they need. Leaves us on the edge of our seats, and I love it. I'm all here for it. Wow. That is actually crazy. Okay, so we're gonna give a map pick to Aimless Esports. It's gonna be a push map next. One of the 3 push maps. There's only 3 push maps, so it's gonna be one of those 3. I have no idea what they're going to pick. I think they're going to pick Esperanza, and I think that just because in the past they have picked Esperanza, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we'll see. I have So many Discord pings during the stream, but I can't look at all of them.
Yeah, indeed. I'm finding out there's some bugs in the Overwatch scoreboard tool here as far as when we start swapping things around. Some of the fields aren't going where they need to go, so I apologize for people who are manually adjusting as we do this.
Indeed, and it looks like Aimless taking a while to make this decision. They're really thinking about it, and I want to hear their comms right now. I want to know, what is it they're actually discussing? What's coming into their mind? Why is this a difficult decision for them? I'm not sure. I mean, wouldn't you pick the map that you have the most practice on? At least that's what I would think. Not quite sure. We have Alaskan Pebble in the chat, says Aimless don't need aim to stall. Pug and is spamming that. That's great. Aimless just going for the no aim comp, even though it involves a Cassidy. Man, still no answer from Aimless eSports. They're really, really noodling this one.
Indeed, yeah. We are...
New Queen Street it is. Okay.
New Queen Street. Ooh. All right.
I wasn't expecting that. That's interesting. Okay. What a map indeed, Call Me Frost.
So Aimless eSports is kind of a backup against the wall here. Again, best of 5, first to 3. Fantasia up 2-1.
This could be it.
This is it. And, the last map on Route 66, we certainly had what I would say the most differential in the teams that definitely went Fantasia's route. In the beginning, they were doing great there. And I just want to verify, I hate to say this, but, they kind of dug that win out at the last second there.
They kind of did.
So based on where my thought was going, based on that momentum, based that they've had success as both a brawl team and as a dive team, how do you play this match?
I am not sure. Although, man, if I'm Clockworks and I just have like this adrenaline in me from all that Genji I just played, how could you not pick Genji right here, right now? There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm about to see Jotes on both sides, and Clockworks definitely on the Genji.
Because he came in and kind of heroed the team over there to that, cross the line. So
Ice on the Bastion is Ice Cube time. Oh, there's no way this stays. We see the Junker Queen from Anonymax. Oh, this map has been notorious for continuing to play this Jotes comp, right? We've seen this Jotes, and it's super weird how this is like the one map where you really see a lot of Jotes. However, they're going to get off the Jotes. Anonymax is going to go back to the Monkey. Ice not going to stick with the Bastion. That was a troll pick. Just trying to troll our casters over here. That's fair. That's fair. I'll fire you.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
fair enough.
They're going to fight for high ground here. Anonymax does get there first. However, not much play has been made so far. It looks like Saber is going to meet them at the fountain with a Ramatra comp. Yeah, a little bit of Tesla cannoning. A little bit of deflecting. Some resources being used. Ice finally in. Uses recall. Dives are coming alive, but they weren't quite able to find anything. And they did finally find Cav, and now Clockworks gets a couple of dash resets, is able to find a couple of picks here. Ari super low, and it looks like this is going to go in favor of UKN Fantasia.
Able to dig out just that little bit of advantage there. So yes, Aimless has got to come back in, reset, reassess. But I still like the comp. I still like Aimless's comp. I like the Ramatra with this here. It just comes down to a little bit of a manner of execution.
I think I was gonna say, I think a Bionic Barrier here went Baptiste. I think that'd be like a really good swap because of the dive picks, and because of how like brawly it looks like we are playing this Ramatra comp. Playing a Baptiste here and getting advantage of those AoE heals so you don't miss the random dive on one of your players here means you can stack up really close and play against the dive super effectively.
Right, but we've got swaps now. Lunar on Apollo on Zen, and we've got Bionic on Kariko, Cav on Lucio. But I do like Ari on Reaper. Reaper, if he can keep punishing Anonymax as he dives in, this is going to be, you know, he's not going anywhere. He's just tank hunting. Ari's just tank hunting. Come on, come on, dive me, Winston. Let's see what you got.
It is true. However, if you take a good look over at UKN Fantasia's team, they don't really have an answer to the Zenyatta, and there's no dive happening from them. And if Zenyatta goes unanswered here, Apollo could run away with the game, just applying way too much pressure with the Discord Orb and the extra damage. I think that's going to be a big factor. I think they're going to have to do something about the Zenyatta, or this could be a bit of a game changer. Even if Anonymax can't do much on the Monkey because of the Reaper, I do feel like this Discord Orb could be huge.
Yeah, there's no... the Zen is going to live forever, barring massive position mistake. You know, or they just got to go all in.
Yeah, here Anonymax going to pull out the Primal, going to kind of knock him into place, make sure that we're going to keep this everyone steer clear of the Zenyatta. Although Saber does find the backline, forces the Transcendence. Of course, the Transcendence going to keep the Zenyatta alive for now, and Saber going to have to take the L on that overextension there, maybe not realizing the Transcendence was going to keep it up. Ari does find the Zenyatta, so maybe that is their answer there. However, the card hasn't stopped moving in Aimless eSports' favor. It's still moving. Aimless eSports and Ice kind of just holding up a lot of space here. UKN Fantasia struggling to get a full fight when they're finding picks, but they're just not able to close out the whole fight. Here now, spawn advantage in favor of Aimless eSports.
Right.
Whoa. Early Genji ult here could mean bad.
Saber going up big there, shutting that down.
Yeah, a little too early on the Genji Blade there. Blade in this game, unfortunately, does have to be used as like a second ult or just kind of after resources have been used. I don't know that you can just like dry push, immediately pull out the Blade. There's deep consequences for that, as you've just clearly seen there. Pretty easy to play reactively against it.
So the challenge here for Aimless is they've got to catch up to the push. You know,
oh my god, what a big nade. Yeah, they're gonna have to. You're right. They're gonna have to play against that push there. The Pulse not finding anything, but Clockworks is finding some picks in the backline. They're struggling to figure out where exactly to play this fight, and by pushing up a little bit too far, they went into Lunar's vision, and Lunar found a huge nade there, able to open the fight wide open for Anonymax to find picks that he needs. You see Saber now matching the Monkey.
Yeah, to a degree. I think Aimless is really reactionary, and they need to take the advantage. You know, be the aggressor. Instead of waiting for the mistake, they need to force the opportunity.
For sure. Something of that nature. And here, I mean, like...
And this is where I like Ari. I want him to be aggressive with that Reaper ult. Whether he can be, that's a good question.
It's tough. I mean, still has to play around the Zenyatta. Zenyatta's going to be pretty knowing of that. And you see Lunar's positioning throughout this entire match has been honestly like stellar. Really good position from Lunar. Hard to dive, always in a solid spot, able to throw that nade at the beginning of every single fight, always on the high ground. Here's Saber finally making a push onto Lunar. And they're able to start moving the cart in their direction here for UKN Fantasia, but they have a lot to match up with. I mean, the cart has to move quite a while to finally get up to that.
Now Aimless has got to be all in. You have to cap it right now. You can't let this go around. And you've done a lot of work. You've got ults to use. You've got tools in your hand. Yes, Ari went down, but you got to make it count here.
I've been getting the teams mixed up this whole time. I think I have. UKN Fantasia is blue. It's all good.
Don't worry. Yeah, the swippy swapping of the teams is
Yeah.
got both caches a little discombobulated.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm
Not compounded
gonna
with my tool being a little buggy. When I hit swap, it swaps all the stats of the wins around, but it doesn't swap the team names. So I have to
that's
manually
so
do the team
annoying.
names.
Yeah, I've been having to do that in the lobby as well. And we do see Aimless eSports, which is red team, by the way, has capped their point here, and this is huge, right? They kind of needed this. 3 minutes 25 seconds left on the clock. Getting that spawn advantage is what they need because they have to win this game. They really have to win this game to stay in. This is their knockout game. If they lose this, they are out.
Yeah, right now, Aimless though, even with Ari going down early in the last 2 fights, they're able to dig it out. So I'm like, Ari tosses this ult, tosses Reaper, goes Sojourn.
Yeah, they are down a Sojourn here for Aimless, and UKN Fantasia could just kind of well, okay, now the Sojourn is back. Apollo has swapped over to the Queen of Overwatch. As we are now pushing from Fantasia's side into Aimless. Gets a good pick there. That's pretty strong from Clockworks. Clockworks almost dying there, and it looks like Saber going to jump off the top, force Lunar off of the high ground. Pretty big play, although going to go down for it, and so it's not quite as big as I thought. Nanomax picking up a couple of great picks there.
And
Turn this back around.
Ice is doing some humans work here in the back line on Sojourn, just bracketing it up and getting some good rail shots in.
Indeed, the sick nasty coming to left. Now, 98 meters, pretty solid push. I mean, at this point, Aimless is ahead. All they have to do is stall Robot on like this mid lane here, and if they can just like keep the fights rolling around here and not let them push any further, like they can stall this out. 1 minute 51 seconds left. So all this is. We see Saber pulling out the Primal here, finding a kill. The beat comes out to keep him alive a little longer. Saber is down, though. And Nanomax still the tank up alive for UKN Fantasia. Might hold this. Clockworks in a position to kill Ari. Does find it. They actually use Nano as well to ensure that they win this fight. And if they're UKN Fantasia, I mean, I think they're like starting to taste the blood. As you can see here, 4 ults in favor of UKN Fantasia. Only 2 to the names of Aimless eSports as they now have swapped over to the Zarya.
And we've got Block with his Reaper ult. He's got Blossom. There's Blossom. There it goes.
Yeah,
there it goes.
there it is.
Nice. Getting some nice production out of it as well.
You're definitely pretty awesome here. Cart still moving. Timmy is making his way. They still got to take down Saber. Saber has used Suzu, used Bubbles. This is their opportunity. They could get the kill there. Ari goes down. Clockworks finds Saber. Bionic Barrier goes down. This is huge. Actually insane momentum. 75 meters. They got to keep pushing Timmy. Timmy's got to keep going. You see the line of scrimmage right there. 43 seconds on the clock. This is great position here for UKN Fantasia. They're well poised to potentially just win this match and knock Aimless down into the loser's bracket. However, this could be the turnaround.
We're looking at the line. 10 meters.
It's right there. It's so close. This could go anyway. Ice finds a couple. It's ice cold. Saber finds a couple. Evens it out. Saber goes down. Wait a minute. It's so close. We're approaching overtime here. It's Bamboozle on the Cassidy with like 100 life in a dream. Here we go.
He doesn't have to be great. He just has to be slow.
Doesn't have the mech. Oh,
No,
the mech. Ari finds it. Wait, they see 9. There's no way they see.
Yeah, they didn't have a choice. I mean, Bam came in and did just enough to keep him off the point.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was the red team that. Okay. Was it not? Maybe I'm just confused.
So we should be 2-2 here. If we haven't mixed up our teams.
Oh, I get it, because they didn't pass that line of scrimmage, so we weren't pushing it all the way back. Oh,
That's
okay.
correct.
I'm
Yep.
goofy. That's right. Not a C9. My bad. Not a C9. Okay. Wow. 2-2. Game is not over. We are moving on to a control match. This is UKN Fantasia's map pick. All right, and they have the choice of either Oasis or Busan, or I will allow them to do a 1v1 Genji ball between Clockworks and Ice. One of those three options is allowed for this final match. And nothing else. Wow, this is so hype, actually.
So we're down to, it seems whenever I cast, we're down to a full on, we're going the distance
Yeah.
type of thing.
I'm all for it. I'm big all for it. Husan? I've never seen that map. No way. No way we get Husan. That's incredible.
Away we go, Busan. I do believe this is my first casting on this particular map in our little league here.
It's I think my second. I think I've seen this map one time. All right. It's going to be Busan for the last map. This is getting kind of stressful for all of us. You know, Alaskan Pebble, it's not just stressful for you.
So again, we're you know, we know our game makers. We've got Clockworks, but Aimless has spread across. You know, Bamboozle came up strong as McCree on that last section. He was able to, you know, he didn't have to play. He didn't have to punch him out of the park. He just had to delay the time, but he got a kill, able to get his, you know, his dynamite onto. Well, I know it's not dynamite, that's Ash, but work with me here, people, and take that Diva, because the Diva tried to remech. Anonymax tried to remech and was prevented from doing that. Had Anonymax been able to remech, we might not be looking at a map fight.
Might not be. That was super duper clutch. Huge from Bamboozle and Ari. Now, we are on Busan. I know y'all haven't seen this map since 2014, but this map is a control map within the game of Overwatch, and generally on this part here is, I've seen a lot of brawl. I've seen a lot like taking up the high ground first is kind of like a nice little strategy, and then not really caring about point until the point unlocks. Otherwise, just holding high grounds. And we're gonna see that strategy here, just kind of brawl, like I thought, coming from Saber's side, which is Aimless eSports, and Anonymax's side. They're gonna go with the Ramatra comp. Interesting. I haven't had a lot of experience seeing Ramatra comp on this map because I haven't seen this map very much personally, but
Yeah,
we shall see how that goes.
This is gonna be a cool map 5. Here we go.
This could be huge. If these walls are not on point, I think the Junkrat might run away with this. Clockworks on the Junk could be absolutely huge. And here we go. It has begun.
Different
the
team. We've got Rhine versus Ramatra.
Ari gets a big pick on Clockworks first. That's a huge advantage. I don't think that you can beat this brawl comp without that Junkrat, especially with the resources you've already used. A huge wall comes in, splits the team in half. Lunar goes down. This is well executed from Aimless eSports, fighting their teeth down immediately. Anonymax pulls out the muscles just to stay alive as long as possible. And Saber doesn't give a shit. He's all the way in, just pinning in, almost dying, going down to like -8 HP. Still alive though. Anonymax finds his gravestone as we see Aimless eSports gets first cap and is now strong holding the first choke.
Yeah, and I love this aggression out of Saber. He is taking it to the house. He is not letting an Animax take any sort of position. Wherever you go, I'm there with you. I'm going to send you a charge. I'm going to send you a fire strike. You are not going to roll contested.
This wall is insane. It's so big. They're able to get the pillar destroyed that they needed, so they're fine. But that's a shatter. Holy cow, what a shatter. They were able to find a couple of picks there that they need, and wow. I mean, at this point, you've got to match this Reinhardt. This Rein, the buffs are too good from like the most recent seasons patch, where he's just got all this stuff available to him. I mean, the 100 damage fire strike, the buff to his swing not knocking back as much. Might be too much for the Ramacha here to handle. You see the speed coming up. They're going to try to take the high ground here. Massive boot from Cav. Boots 4 off of the high ground. They're ready for it on the low ground now for them. Lunar comes out with the window. Maybe create some space, but where's the space you really made, honestly? Oh my god, what a fire strike right through the tire. It's huge. Oh my god, Bamboozled's insane. Wow.
And excellent hold there through all the cues that Fantasia could send.
This is gross. Look at the
swap.
swaps.
We got the
and
swap.
Look at the ult bank. No. Oh no. So there's no ult at all from UKN Fantasia. It's all in their hands. That's a big shatter. Holy cow. Clockwork's trying to find as much damage as possible. Can't really find any clicks there. Apollo almost caps it, but that means absolutely nothing as they beat Amp
running the table.
Wow.
100-0.
Wow.
Aimless putting their mark on this map, asserting that, hey, we are not going quietly into that night.
Wow. New recipe just dropped by Chef Aimless eSports, who just whipped out the lawnmower and absolutely steamrolled over UK Fantasia.
But that's what it was.
Insane.
That was great because Saber was not letting Anonymax on ramp to get anywhere close to the backline, because that's what you want to do is ramp. You want to get into that backline. You want to start punching those squishies, getting them out of the fight. And he's like, no, I'm going to super aggress. I'm going to get into your face. I'm going to be dictating the terms of this fight. You have to respond to me. And I love that about Saber.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now coming off of that, they're going to stay on the Brawl. Could be a mistake, as this map does not favor Brawl nearly as much as the previous one, and I actually really like the comp coming from UKN Fantasia here. Although, now that I say that, actually now I'm kind of getting a better look at it. It could be a little bit weird. They are trying to play like a pretty full-on committed dive into the Rhine comp, despite the map. I don't know. This could go either way. The wall comes down, doesn't really find much. It's a big, scrappy fight on point. Anonymax is going to find the kill on Bamboozle. That's going to be opening pick. Anonymax getting insane value. There's actually a huge jump, huge wall. And maybe, yeah, like I said, this map, not Brawl-centric. The wall there, though, the bubble from Anonymax was just super well placed to split the team apart.
Yeah. And Bamboozle found himself on the outside of that bubble and just had nothing to do but head back to spawn.
Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, so after that first fight, I am really liking Fantasia's adaptation here. I like their comp. And we see Saber now onto the monkey. So we're going to get the monkey here. Although Ari is now Reaper, and there's not a Reaper to be found. And Fantasia decides it's not Anonymax going to make him stay alive. Look at Anonymax. Going over straight back line here, able to find Bionic Berry. That's a huge pick. I mean, that's the main. That's the flex support.
Yeah, and we
eSports
got ourselves a point flip, maybe.
Maybe like
40% on the clock, but hey, Time Bank is progressing up there for Aimless now.
Indeed, we do also see now, oh, wow, what interesting swap. So Bionic off of the BAP onto the Kiri to try to play around the dive. Meanwhile, Anonymax deciding to go onto the Reinhardt. What an interesting swap. I have no idea why he made that swap. That is very interesting. We'll see kind of how that goes. Cav playing on top of the drum here, trying to be sneaky. The Clockwork's going to snip that one out immediately. Gonna push Cav off of that high ground. Saber also joining up on top of the high ground. Maybe take down Clockwork. Clockwork not going to be able to pull out the blade there quick enough. We see Saber pulling out now the Primal to deal with Lunar in the back line. Bamboozle gets pulse bombed, but this fight still looks like it is in favor of Fantasia. Sorry, of Aimless eSports.
And this is just all-out brawl right now. So the Aimless right now, 50% away from walking away with a strong win to advance. It's up to Fantasia now to bring it. They have got to get a team win here. What do they got to work with? They've got Genji to work with. They've got Barrier to work with.
What's this? Spry started spectating? Who is Spry? Okay. He's gone. Anyway, Clockworks pulls out the blade here, and Anonymax gets a couple of picks. That is actually kind of crazy. Anonymous finding these picks on the Reinhardt here. I was questioning what the Reinhardt was going to be able to do in this fight, and it does look like Anonymous is able to find the kills he needs to take his team to victory.
Yeah, if anything, Ryan is a huge distraction, right? If he's just swinging and Clockworks can just do his ult, then, that gives him so much more freedom. So I'm looking down. Linchpin here is Ari. Ari has got to come up big with his Blossom. It cannot be a dud.
Oh, this high noon is huge because it means that Anonymax can't really walk the point here. Apollo barely makes it, but has to walk into the Blossom. I think that was incredibly well strategized from Aimless eSports. UKN Fantasia struggling to figure out how to respond there, except that look at the picks on the kill feed. Actually huge from UKN Fantasia. They're going to be able to hold this. Looks like Bionic Berry on the top, but like just a hold.
So we flip it again, but 96, 97%. All right. It's pucker factor. It's pucker factor because you got no margin for error.
Indeed, the winner of this particular one right here.
Saber's got the get the heck off the point ult.
Saber does have that. We're gonna see how they're gonna use it, how they're gonna approach here. They got the time to do it. The rush comes down. The beat is in response. Saber's gonna pull out. Oh, they have to pull the beat on their side too.
That's an early beat. That's an early beat.
Where's the Shatter gonna come in though? They don't have beat for Shatter. Where's it gonna be used? Ari finds Clockwork. It's huge. Oh my! The Shatter comes straight down on Cav's face. Cav goes down. Saber pulls out the Primal. Primal's going everywhere, but the charge into Saber. It's actually it's really close on points. 3v2.
Oh, 90.
It's so close.
Overtime. It's overtime.
Apollo's gonna hold this. Apollo's gonna hold it for the team. Gotta pull for the team. Gotta go up the drum.
Doty.
No, Clockwork's going down there is not ideal. Had to find a
Lucio
pick.
struggling.
It's 4v1 on point. This Lucio is so slippery. They cannot find it. They finally find the pick onto the Lucio. They're starting to. Oh yeah, they actually have to flip it back to their side. I think they'll touch. Oh, it's just overtime. It's still really. Oh, it's hard.
No.
It's bad. No. Wow. Aimless eSports fighting every kill they need. Oh, Clockwork's on the point now. Apollo's trying to find his way back. Clockwork's just kind of rolling
doing
up
his
the
best.
They're both doing their best. Apollo holding this is one of the longer stalls I've seen in my career. But wow. What a way to end that. Aimless eSports getting the W. Wow. What a game. What a match.
Play of the game.
This means that Aimless eSports is on their way to the grand finals. We don't know who their opponent is going to be, but this means that Aimless eSports is guaranteed either first or second place in the tournament. UKN Fantasia is going to drop down to the lower bracket, where they're going to play the losers bracket round after the match between AC Ruse and Kevin Fan Club. Whoever's going to win that has to play against UKN Fantasia. And the winner of UKN versus whoever wins that other match will play against Aimless eSports in the grand finals. So that is where we are. And it looks like teams are already kind of just like jumping out of here. I wonder if they want to do any post-match interviews.
Yeah, that's, that came down to just being a huge, mentally draining. I've been in Fantasia's spot. You've gone the distance, and you just come up ever so short on that last map, and you're just mentally drained, and you just kind of want to go back and recover here. But the good news is Fantasia's not out of this tournament. They're dropping down into losers bracket as a very strong team. Clearly, they're taking Aimless all the way to 5. They are a force to be reckoned with. They can regroup and they can come back out of this in a good fashion.
I certainly think so. Hello, Saber, and thank you for joining us for our post-match interview. How are you?
I'm feeling super great, man.
Yeah, I would too. You played such an incredible tank on that on Busan. Did you guys practice Busan?
You want me to be honest?
Yes.
No.
No.
I mean, we practice. I mean, it's not that we practice Busan a lot. We practice them like here and there. It's like Midtown. I'm gonna be honest with you. We never practice Midtown.
We never practiced this game.
Yeah,
I love to hear it.
we didn't practice midtown, and you guys were saying like, oh yeah, they prepare a lot and they were like scouting. We didn't.
We're getting trolled right now. Oh, there's no way. That's crazy though. Your Reinhardt on the Mecha Base map was crazy though. The whole comp you played there just kind of felt like a lawnmower. I mean, it was like you couldn't lose.
Yeah,
Just crazy. I don't know. Like, how did you do it?
I'm just press W. That's how I
Just
do
press
it.
W. Just press
Yeah.
W. Any more advice for any aspiring Reinhardt mains out there other than just press W, or is that it? That the key ingredient?
Yeah, okay, I have one. Unbind shift, unbind charge. Don't
Yeah, but
use
you
it.
didn't unbind it. I saw you going in.
Yeah, okay, but you need to hear my team every time I go on charge. Wait, Saber, wait.
wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you get the value. I remember you get that pin at the end of that first, or maybe it was the end of the second fight on Mecha Base, and you went down to like negative 40 HP, and you still.
Yeah, because I believe in my supports. I believe that my supports will like go on my back and try to heal me, or try to heal my feet. I feed a lot.
So the key to Reinhardt, you'd say, is relying on or just being able to trust those supports to keep you in and keep you big.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Wow.
Now was
Crazy.
that a called play? Like, hey, we have to come out on Busan and just dominate on the aggression because, Dorado, you guys came up a little bit short because Fantasia, you guys you swapped a little bit around to the dive type of environment, and you came up a little bit short there, and we were commenting that Busan was like, hey, Saber has really cranked up the aggression. He's not letting Fantasia get anywhere on Ramatra, because Ramatra, if you can push by the tank and get into the back line and really, get one pick on the DPS or the supports, but you were just constantly in his face. You weren't letting him go anywhere. Was that just part of the plan, or did it just happen to be that way?
No, it's just part of the plan. Like, our comp, it just works like that. Like, the whole comp, we just call it press W. Like, we place wall, press W.
Press W.
Press
comp.
W
That's
comp.
amazing.
Yep.
I love that. I'm gonna start calling that in the caster's booth over here. So I appreciate that. You've inspired me. The press W comp is just, what is it now? It's Reinhardt, May Cass. What was that? May Cass, Lucio Reaper, or Lucio Bap. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty great stuff. So this means that you're going to the grand finals. First, how does that feel, going to the grand finals of the tournament?
It just feels great. I mean, we want those, like, peanut butter recipe. We need them.
Oh, you need the peanut butter recipe of immortality. Very important.
Yeah.
But on top of that, right, there are still 3 remaining teams in the tournament. There's AC Ruse, there's KFC, and there's UKN Fantasia. Who do you think is going to meet you in the grand finals?
It's a hard question.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be Fantasia again. Like, it was tough. Like, this match was close. Yeah, it was really close, this match. Like, those maps that we lost, it was because it was really close.
True.
I want a quick question. Who on Fantasia's side were you like, wow, we have got to pay attention to X, this player, because a lot of value, calling him out, getting him down? Who on Fantasia was being the trouble? Like, all these games were extremely close, and sometimes it just came down to individual plays, but were you calling out in comms anybody specifically on Fantasia's side that was causing you a lot of issues?
I mean, it was not an issue, but we were looking for, like, Diana all on dive, because she was kind of DPSing, like, a lot, and she was, like, getting Diana.
Oh, the Ana, Lunar, I think. Was it Lunar?
Yeah, I just want to say the character, because if I say the name,
Yes.
I'm gonna boost their ego. And I don't want that.
Yeah. I'll say that louder. Lunar, insane at the Ana. Just saying that.
Nah, I mean, not insane. I will just say it was kind of annoying. Not insane, just annoying.
Hey, you know what? That's a compliment. The grand finals team said that your Ana was annoying, Lunar. Okay, good job.
Yeah. I mean,
It was only done.
Great games make, there's great opponents. Both of these teams were just fighting it all the way down. And, hats off to, Aimless coming up with what I thought we were talking about here. The last one, you guys kind of rolled the dice a little bit and just went with a press W comp. and it paid off because Fantasia again was playing a little passive, and you just weren't letting Ramatra get anywhere on the field. And sure, they kind of swapped up a little bit. You swapped up on that second point, and still came back to take it. So I think you guys are really situated well. But Fantasia's taken away. Hey, this is the one that kind of got away. We think New Queen Street that they were very close on. Bamboozle came in at the last second there, was just putting in a lot of work, and just kind of dug it out by juking driving around Timmy and just kind of using all of that 225 health to buy the team time. But I can see in Fantasia that's the one that got away. And so Fantasia's takeaways, I'm like, hey, you guys are in this. You guys are in this to ride this back to the final. You just got to take care of business.
Yeah. Like, it was really close. Like, New Queen Street, it was really close. I'll call it. It was kind of close. Okay, kind of close. But at the end, we just took it. Like, at the end of the day.
Yep.
I think it was just like a play situation thing. I don't know. We just took it. That's the fact.
He just took it. You just saw what you saw what you wanted, and you decided to take it. Wow.
Yeah.
Inspiring words from an aspiring Reinhardt player, and all other tanks player. I mean, every tank you played tonight was pretty well done. So
yeah,
good job to you, and good job to your team. Any more questions from you, Cajun?
No, good job to Fantasia for playing it extremely close. We look forward to seeing you in the redemption bracket. And Aimless, take a rest, take a week off. You got to buy here, ride those coattails into the finals. But everyone, thanks for joining us at Looking for Gold Scrims. This has been the winners bracket round 3 between Fantasia and Aimless eSports, with Aimless eSports coming out on top 3-2 in a very tight match. I am your producer, caster, Cajun Wise Guy. Asmund has been joining me on play-by-play and color caster. So everyone, bonsoir. Have yourselves a great night.
Man, I need those things.